Okay, the previous episodes of this are still uploading, but I'm gonna go ahead and record another. Probably a terrible idea, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So I still have a 7,000 deficit of infantry equipment, which is terrible, very terrible. So some of my troops don't even have guns, so they're probably fighting with knives. I mean, of course they're not fighting, but you know, that's not the point. Japanese built up. Poland, you idiot. Why? Why would you do that? They founded their own faction, so now I can't guarantee their independence anymore, you frickin' morons. Ugh. You're not strong enough to defend yourself, idiot. If Lithuania doesn't join their faction, they're just gonna kill them, which isn't a big deal because Lithuania means close to nothing. But still, come on. Why would you do that? You were my ticket into killing Germany. I mean, right now my ticket, it's probably still Czechoslovakia, but if it's not them, it's Poland. Because they're not gonna attack Romania first. Or Yugoslavia. Excuse me. But my basic goal is to maintain Czech and French borders. My goal was to maintain Polish borders, but since they're just going to be stupid and not let me do that, really, Poland shouldn't even be able to found their own faction. That's ridiculous. Like, there's nothing good that can come out of founding the Polish faction. There really isn't. I mean, Poland's just too weak by themselves. And there's no one around them that I can invite to the faction now, because I have Czechoslovakia and Romania in my faction. And Yugoslavia. Those are pretty much all the countries that would want to join, especially Yugoslavia, because they're both non-aligned. And I guess Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia could join, but they're all weak. They're all like 2 or maybe 3 province countries. They're just not powerful enough. Japan is cranking the crap out of the world tension. World tension basically limits what us democracies can do. During times of war, we can do a lot, but in times of peace, it's kind of just shout and hope that they get intimidated. To put it poorly. It's truly a poor way of putting it, but it's kind of what happens. We're really just yelling at them and hoping that they are intimidated by me. Okay, so now I'm going to start to produce. I should probably just crank the infantry equipment, but I really need some fighters if I want to even attempt at holding air superiority over Europe. I plan to be the biggest power in Europe. I don't plan to take all states whenever I capitulate the German Reich and Italy. But I probably will. It's not super hard. It can be frustrating at times, but it's not, like, hard. Okay, so they're doing naval rearmament right now. Next, they might do Anschluss. I have a feeling they will. And I assume you know what Anschluss is, mainly because I've told you before in school. You know who I'm talking about. But they're actually doing a treaty with the USSR. Can they even do Anschluss? Yeah, I don't think they can. Oh, wow, they do. Wow. Oh. That's weird. I don't know why they wouldn't do Anschluss while they can. I mean, the only real downside is it increases world tension and makes some people hate you. But as Germany, you're not worried about people hating you. The last thing you're worrying about is people hating you. I mean, America hates you by default. Like, let's look at it. Oh, never mind. I can't believe Alf Landon won it. Alf Landon very rarely wins the U.S. election in 37, I think, is when it was. Yeah, 37. But if the old president gets reelected, he has the the description dislikes Germany, legitimately just dislikes Germany because they're Germany. Well, I guess it's because of that whole 1911 or isn't that when World War II or World War I started? 1911. 1911 or 1914. I don't know why I can't remember. You know, that whole thing where they kind of went psycho on Europe. But I actually had someone, a Vietnam vet, speak at my school today, for those who are watching who don't go to my school, which is probably no one. And he made a pretty good point about someone who said something they've learned from... They were an actor, and they were doing a movie, and they kind of just saw how crazy war could be. And they said, the one thing I've learned from this movie is to avoid war at all costs. But if United Kingdom didn't interfere with Germany, who knows where they'd be now? You know, I mean, I doubt they'd be in North America, but they probably could have taken over all of Europe if United Kingdom didn't stop them. Soviet Union might have been able to do something, but I don't know. I mean, this is all hypothetical history, of course, but I tend to dwell on hypothetical history. Oh, we are in the positive for infantry equipment. That's very good. We'll be hitting 5,000 soon, and that's whenever I start to recruit. I'll recruit 5 divisions at a time, which should take up 5,000 infantry equipment apiece. Not the divisions apiece. Each division should take up about 1,000 infantry equipment, with the current number of things, which is 9. And then, I think we're good on towed artillery, but I probably need more. And I don't have anything for motorized support, but I'll go ahead and, no, I'm not going to recruit a signal company right now. I should, though, because they're extremely useful. Man, I don't know what to research. I'll just research support weapons. I know it can be hard to read these things, but I've gotten so quick at doing this, it's just hard to stop and, read them. But if you do really want to read them, I'm sure you can find a frame where you could read everything. So if you do want to read these things, you can pause and read them. But I'll kind of be explaining what's happening, obviously. So right now they're doing treaty with the USSR, giving them a research bonus to tank, and I forgot what else. But they're probably going to do Anschluss now. No, air innovations. What? They are being really stupid about this. Anschluss is the key to everything for Germany. Unless you do... No, not Austria. Unless you do Anschluss, you're stuck with all this stuff over here. Which isn't too bad, the war with the USSR, that's pretty big, but otherwise you're pretty much just... everything in this tree is cut off if you don't do Anschluss. Which I can actually cut them off by forcing them to have the Rhineland remain demilitarized. So, the construction I queued over here. I queued, I believe, 4 factories to build in Île-de-France, which is our capital area. Excuse me. Okay, so civilian factories, they are used as a currency, almost. So, basically, what you do when you trade resources is you set civilian factories aside to produce goods to give the person you're trading. So there is no currency exactly in Hearts of Iron, but there is, you trade factories instead, which is a much more useful system. I definitely love that. And then the military factories produce all this stuff here. So I currently have 16 military factories, and I'm using all 16. I also have 8 naval dockyards, which I'm not really worried about Navy, because I don't think I'll go to war with Britain, so I'm not really worried about it. It is possible. Anything is possible. We are an opposing faction. If you're not in their faction, you're pretty much against them. I don't have a long-term goal to take out Britain, but if that's what it comes to, then that's what it comes to. Now I'm probably going to build more military factories, and the game is paused right now. Military factories. I kind of want to build more civilian factories because I really want to build 15 at a time. I'm going to build one more in... Do I have any... I could build it out there. I'll build them in Africa. No, those will probably be hit. I need to build 4 because, I don't know what the, current... What is it? Let me think this out. So 30% of all my factories are civilian goods, meaning I'm going to need to build 4 to reach 2? two. I'm gonna have to pull out a calculator. Excuse me. I should cut this, but that would require editing and work, and not enough people are gonna watch this for me to edit it. So screw that. Okay, so I need two. Alright. I'm just gonna fill. I'm just gonna build two, and then from there I'll build what I need. Because I'm trying to get 30 factories so I can build at a faster pace. Because you can dedicate 15 factories to build one in one territory at a time. Well, I guess technically you could build like a military factory and a land fort in one territory, but you can only build one of each thing in a territory at a time. Well, I guess that's not true. Yeah, I guess technically you could, excuse me. I guess technically I could add, yeah, never mind. Yeah, you can only use 15 factories to build in one territory at a time when it comes to factories, but however, I could build factories and a land fort in the same province. I should probably be building land forts on the Italian border, because I don't have a whole lot of troops down here. Like, if they were to declare war right now, I could probably hold them for long enough to get troops down there, but, uh-oh, I forgot to start recruiting. It's alright. I have extremely low manpower anyway, so I'm not insanely worried about it, honestly. I'll deploy them in Paris. I have enough infrastructure around here to get them around quick enough. Our Navy is a mess right now. They're all split up, but luckily somebody invented the handy-dandy merge selected fleets. As long as every fleet is selected, I click the button and they all merge. That is so helpful, you don't even know. Okay, so I'm going to split off the submarines. I'm going to keep all the battleships together. They're probably going to defend... They're either going to defend the English Channel and the Bay of Biscay, or they're going to attack the East in North Sea to gain naval superiority around Germany. But yeah, actually, I think I'll keep everyone together, and then I'll give the submarine Seawolf commander, giving them 20% attack, which is honestly ludicrous. That's a big word. It's crazy how much of a bonus it gives them. Like 20% is insane when it comes to attack. Like I have I don't know why I went to that. I have a army offense which gives me 10% attack, and then I can go over here and get I guess I could get commando, but that's not as good. Germany has one that gives them plus 10% attack and plus 10% defense. Yeah, they have it right now, which is pretty awesome. Or plus 10% attack, plus 15% defense. That's pretty awesome, you know. I mean, 10% isn't like a massive amount, but it's a pretty good amount. So, Italy's going to befriend Bulgaria. If Bulgaria does join the Axis, or if for some reason Italy decides to go their own faction, which is highly unlikely, I don't see it very often, but it does happen. They will found the Novus Emporium Romanum faction. I may do a Novus Emporium Romanum faction game. That kind of game can be very fun. I've done them before, and they are a lot of fun because you kind of just it's really a battle between you and Germany. Like, it's not a battle, but it's a battle. I hate the way I put that, but like, it's not a fighting it out with guns battle. It's like a my faction is bigger than yours battle. That's an achievement. I assume you're seeing this, but mine is bigger than yours. Lead a faction with at least 20 members. So yeah, that's an achievement. That's where I got the wording for that. So we're actually recruiting, not incredibly slow, but it's fairly slow. Basically, if you want to recruit a bunch of forces really fast, you have to recruit like 20 plus divisions at a time. 20 divisions is a lot of divisions. Just to spontaneously add to an army. That's quite the addition. But I'm going to rename this the French Entente. I mean, that's implying that there's a Czechoslovakia Entente, a Romania Entente, and a Yugoslavia Entente. I mean, we're all in the French Entente alliance, but I don't know. I just put French Entente because that's what came to mind. I'm gonna cut this episode here. I'll see the only person watching in the next one.